We hear a lot about psychedelic-assisted therapy, but 3 out of 4 people who choose to consume psychedelics do so at home or in nature with friends or loved ones. I'm April, founder of Set, an integration platform to help you get the most out of your psychedelic experiences. The podcast episode you're about to listen to may reference one of my previous shows, The High Guide or How to Do the Pot, because I've been a trusted source in cannabis and psychedelics since 2015. I invite you to visit getsetset.com and sign up for our newsletter to receive your free guide on set and setting to make the most of your next psychedelic journey. This podcast discusses cannabis and is intended for audiences 21 and over.
Since COVID-19, cannabis has been deemed an essential business in California and some other states. That's huge. The federal status of cannabis is behind the states. However, the industry is continuing to make waves, and mainstream businesses are starting to embrace cannabis.
Someone recently asked me if all my close friends are into weed. The answer is my closest friends don't consume at all, except just yesterday, one asked for a recommendation of, quote, an edible that is more social or good for creative projects. Helping women find their way with weed is a huge part of why we created the High Guide and this podcast, How to Do the Pot. If you haven't checked it out yet, the High Guide's website, dothepot.com, breaks it down to help you feel better, figure out what to buy, and answers just about every question we've heard about pot. We reached out to women with titles starting with Chief, naturally, to share the advice and product recs they give to their friends. Meet your High Guides. What do these women leaders in cannabis tell their best friends who maybe aren't as into weed as they are about how to have the best experience with pot? The most common directive, try again. Different people, different needs, and so many different ways and strains to consume. Best homework ever assigned, just do the pot. For today's High Five, top tips from top women in weed. Number 1, Jennifer Lujan, Director of Social Impact at Eaze.
My advice for women who are looking into trying cannabis for the first time is ask yourself, what type of sensation and feeling are you wanting to achieve? Is this for sleep, pain management, better sex, or do you want something that makes you feel more focused and energized? There are so many strains and different cannabinoids. The products are endless. Then find a good dispensary with a knowledgeable bud tender who can help you identify the right product for you. Or if you live in California, you can also check out eaze.com. I always advise to start off with a low dose, like 2 to 2.5 milligrams, then work your way up. The last thing you want is to start off too high and not have a pleasant experience. So my favorite product at the moment is Dreamt. They are also women founded. This product is my favorite sleep aid. It's a great blend of THC, CBD, melatonin, valerian root, and terpenes. It's perfect for the end of the day and when I need some good rest.
Number 2, Joyce Cenali, partner and COO of Big Rock Partners.
My best advice is start low and go slow. The attenuation by individual is just a totally different effect. Each of us have very unique endocannabinoid systems, so our reactions will vary. And there are just so many different ways to try cannabis these days. You can consume edibles, you can smoke, you can drink beverages and infuse teas. There are pills and tablets. Some are fast acting, some will dissolve slowly in your system. Generally speaking, if you've never tried cannabis before and you're a little bit anxious about it, I often recommend topicals with a high CBD application. They can be very helpful with pain, but they will not make you feel high or elevated. So it's really good for pain relief and arthritis and things like that. And it may even relieve your body a little bit, like a really nice bath soak. And then every evening I rub my sad and tired feet with a Sweet Relief, which is a high THC topical from women operators that have been operating for many, many years. And it's just it's a butter topical. So it really gets into the skin and, just gets right into the joints and just makes me feel so relaxed. So I highly recommend it.
Number 3, Codie Sanchez, Managing Director and Partner at Entourage Effect Capital.
The best advice that I have for women friends who are new cannabis consumers is don't trust the narrative. That most people who think about cannabis, including myself when I first got into the space, think about joints and bongs and sort of this stereotypical aspect of cannabis, and that's not actually the truth. The second piece of advice is to make sure that you're actually experimenting and exploring. Go into a few different dispensaries, try a bunch of different types of products. Go slowly as you go along, and your body will tell you the things that work for you. It's really not dissimilar to how we have different vitamins that work for us, different hair care things that work for us. Cannabis is certainly not a one size fits all. So enjoy the fact that there are so many different varietals to try this plant. One of my favorite products owned by women, and that product is called Garden Society. I invested in it not as the fund, but just because I love the product so much, and the founder, Aaron Gore, I love. I still to this day swear, Aaron, that your dark chocolate edible was the best body high that I've ever had, and I know you made it for lots of other moms just like you.
Number 4, Kimberly Dillon, founder of Frigg and former CMO of Papa & Barkley.
I like to tell all of my friends who are new to cannabis that the number one tip I can say is to keep trying. Remember the first time you tried alcohol? You probably didn't nail it then either. It takes a bit of time to find out what you like and what your body responds to. I didn't even try cannabis for the first time until my early 30s. Did it for my anxiety. It was amazing, but it was a process. And sometimes even now, someone will gift me with some free products. I'll try it, and then I'll quickly realize it's not for my body. But the beautiful thing is that cannabis really helps you listen to what your body needs and wants. And, it's kind of fun. So I would say take it easy and learn what works for you. My favorite product is I started with edibles, still love edibles, and my favorite gummy is the Smokies gummy. Number 1, they taste exactly like a Jolly Rancher. 2, it is like 3 times larger than the standard gummy. I love to save me some money. So if you are one of those people who doesn't need a big dose, you can actually cut it in half. And then my favorite thing about it is that it's kind of a harder gummy, which means you can kind of suck on it and get the sublingual effects. And what that means is you're going to feel it a lot faster than if you just swallowed it. It's my favorite treat, especially in these unprecedented times.
Number 5, Alison Gordon, founder and former CEO, 48 North.
Maybe don't start with edibles. Definitely, if you are going to try an edible, do a really, really, really small amount, because I have seen too many people turn off weed completely from one bad edible trip. So for all you out there trying to get your friends to take edibles, maybe start them with a puff of a joint.
If you want to smoke pre-rolls, we love Sarah Jane's Micro J's, available in Michigan, or Pure Beauty, available in California. For this week's 3 strain recommendations, I like to call these Fisher-Price My First High strains. Pennywise, it's a 1-to-1 CBD to THC strain, offers mental clarity and focus with milder psychoactive effects. AC/DC, it's a 20-to-1 CBD to THC strain, which means it's not intoxicating, and it's my first choice for those who are new-ish to cannabis, and you can find it in dispensaries most everywhere. Cannatonic, again, almost a 1-to-1 of CBD to THC, although I did pick up Cannatonic at one of my local dispensaries here in Seattle, and it was a 13% CBD with a 0.4% THC. So you may want to check the labs on the label before you leave if you're looking for more of a balanced ratio. It still provided a quiet high that soothed my body that's aching more and more, and my mind that's scattered more and more. It also prevents and reduces inflammation when taken on the regular.